The more they roll to the edge, the more money they earn. Stop their ball on the edge and they'll get thousands, but go over and they get nothing. Let's meet the players who today are going to push themselves to the edge.
I'm Ben, I'm a law lecturer from Surrey and I've travelled around the world.
I'm Suzanne, I'm a scientist from North Yorkshire and I recently won a bowling tournament with my mum.
I'm Nikhil from Hounslow. I'm a risk consultant and I've been to over 20 countries.
I'm Helen from Banbury. I'm an administrator at a college and I like to do pub quizzes.
Welcome to you all and very best of luck. In a moment, you'll each take to the lanes to roll for big money. The ball you need is trapped in your podium. I'm going to ask some questions, buzz in with the correct answer, and you'll bring your ball up towards you. Once you've freed your ball, you'll roll down the shortest lane available. The shorter the lane, the bigger the edge, and the better the odds of banking big money. So do well on these questions to give yourself the best advantage on the lanes. 3 correct answers will release your ball. If everyone is ready, fingers on buzzers. The North Stand at Old Trafford is named after which former? Ben.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Former Manchester United manager, correct. You wearing red, is it your team?
It is, yeah, of course, coming from Kent.
Ra, Horus and Hathor were deities of which ancient civilization, Ben?
Egyptian.
Correct. Ben, you need one more correct answer to release your ball. In humans, which organ sits between the lungs and rests on the diaphragm? Nikhil.
The heart.
Correct. If I was speaking in the international language created by L.L. Zamenhof, Ben?
Esperanto.
In 1887, what language would I be speaking? It is Esperanto, correct, and you've released your ball. You'll be rolling first on the green lane. So, Ben, you displayed your esoteric knowledge there.
A youth wasted in pub quizzes, I think.
Could stand you in good stead here, but L.L. Zamenhof, that was very quick on the buzzer there.
It's the only made-up language I'm aware of, so I took a bit of a risk there.
Ah,
A
right.
calculated risk.
OK, well, sometimes it pays off to interrupt, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it has given you the shortest lane with the biggest edge. And if you hit the edge in round 1, it's worth £1,500. You'll each have one roll to earn as much as you can. Whoever earns the least is leaving us. How did it go when you were practising on the green lane?
Some pretty good. Once I got my eye in, I was OK. But I think the danger here is being first. I've got to set a score. If I go over the edge, I'm relying on somebody else doing that, or they've got to post as a low score, and I'm gone. So I'm just going to focus on the end, see if I can hit the edge.
OK, Ben, are you ready?
I think so.
Let's roll.
Good afternoon. First onto the lanes, law lecturer Ben from Surrey. Aiming high and for the edge.
Steady, it's creeping up the cash zones, and it stops on £850. It looked like it was slowing down quite a lot there after a speedy start.
Yeah, I think I was nervous about putting too much on it and going over the edge, but I'm a little bit disappointed with that. I was hoping to get higher.
OK. 3 lanes still up for grabs. We've reset the podiums, so fingers on buzzers. In the well-known song, what did the old lady swallow to catch the cat? Suzanne.
A dog.
Correct. Alpha and beta particles are given off by materials going through what sort of decay? Nikhil.
Radioactive.
Correct. Scientist, Suzanne?
Maybe.
According to the Sound of Music song, if doe is a deer, a female deer, what specifically is Ray? Suzanne.
A drop of golden sun.
Correct. What bugs from the family Cymicidae should we mind the bites of when being tucked in at night? Nikhil.
Bed bugs.
Correct. Suzanne and Nikhil, you both need one more correct answer to release your ball. Helen, was that a sigh of exasperation there?
Yeah.
What is the southernmost region of mainland Portugal? Nikhil?
The Algarve.
Correct, you've released your ball. You'll be rolling next on the blue lane. So, Nikhil, there was a slightly uncomfortable expression on your face when you said Algarve there.
I knew it was in the south of Portugal. I don't know if it was the most south region, so...
You haven't had a bad holiday there or anything?
No, not yet.
OK, well, to guarantee your place in the next round, you need to roll £900 or more. So what are you going to go for?
I'm just going to try and beat his rather than go for the very edge, I think.
OK. Were you good on this lane in practice?
It was very up and down, I'll be honest. Some really good ones and some not so good ones, so let's hope for the average.
OK. Nikhil, if you're ready, let's roll.
Risk consultant Nikhil from Hounslow, looking to beat Ben. Weighing up the lanes and a couple of practice swings there.
Steady roll. It's climbing up the cash zones. It's gone past Ben and it scores you £950. You wanted to beat Ben?
Yeah, that was the aim, just to trickle over us, yeah.
Well, you've done that and you've guaranteed yourself a place in the next round. Ben, you have slightly more nervous wait.
Yeah.
So only 2 lanes left. Whichever of you releases your ball next will roll on the yellow lane. The other will be left with the red lane. Fingers on buzzers. In Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, what is the answer to the ultimate Suzanne?
42.
Ultimate question of life, the universe and everything, 42 is the correct answer. What type of hat does Indiana Jones famously wear? Suzanne?
Trilby.
Incorrect. It's a fedora and you are frozen out of the next question. This is for you, Helen, but if you don't know it, you don't have to answer it. If I was at school with the Bash Street Kids, in which comic would I be? Helen?
The Beano.
Correct. You're back in the game, Suzanne.
OK.
Which famous fashion designer's real name is Ralph Leifschitz? Suzanne?
Ralph Lauren.
Correct. One more correct answer, Suzanne, and you'll release your ball. Cognac is a variety of which distilled wine? Suzanne?
Brandy.
Correct, you've released your ball. You're rolling next on the yellow lane. Helen, you've been left with the red lane. Just pipped to the blue lane, Suzanne.
Yep.
Now found yourself with the yellow lane. And to guarantee your place in the next round, you need £900 or more. Is that quite a long way from where you're standing?
It looks a very long way from where I'm standing, yes.
How did it go in practice on the yellow lane?
I kept going over the edge, just a bit too hard, so I'll have to rein it in a bit.
OK. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
And the boys have set a high benchmark for scientist Suzanne. Can the Yorkshire lass top their scores?
It's got a bit of pace on it. It's heading up the cash zones. It's clicking up the cash zones, but it stops on £850. So, you're level with Ben. You'll both live to fight another day, whatever Helen does. But it could be, Helen, that they've done enough. It's down to you now, because to guarantee your place in the next round, you need £900 or more. Should you also land on 850, we'd have a 3-way roll-off. A rare thing. How did the rolls go in practice?
In practice, they were not too bad, but this was definitely the harder of the lanes.
You found that one tricky.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Helen?
No, probably not, but no, I will.
Let's roll.
High-scoring rolls are pushing Helen from Banbury to think big. £900 or more will get her through.
Smooth roll. Heading towards the cash zones. Is it going to be too short? It scores you £400. Suzanne and Ben breathe a sigh of relief. No roll-off for them. So, at the end of the rolls, Ben has £850, Nikhil has £950, Suzanne has £850, and Helen has £400. So, Ben, Nikhil and Suzanne, you're through to the next round. Please return to your podiums. Helen, you said the red lane was tough, and you proved that. It's tough to judge it, isn't it?
It is.
But the reason people get the red lane is they don't answer enough questions correctly in that first round. And you said you were a pub quizzer.
I never said I was good at it.
Ah! It's a technicality.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Helen, you earned the least amount of money in that round, so I'm afraid you're leaving here with nothing. Thanks so much for playing, Helen. Goodbye. congratulations, Ben, Suzanne and Nikhil. You're through to the next round. Who's watching you at home today, Ben?
My wife, Claire, my daughter, Francesca, as well. And if I deign to tell my mum and dad that I'm on a TV quiz show, maybe them as well.
So, how old is Francesca?
She just turned 2. So the terrible 2 tantrums at the moment. Yeah, long nights.
She's quite willful, is she?
Very willful, yeah. She gets that from her mother.
Is she, is she starting to talk quite a lot?
We're getting a couple of new words a day. The usual one is Daddy, get up. Daddy, make me breakfast.
Your wife has got her very well trained.
Very well trained indeed, yeah.
Suzanne, you won a bowling competition. You've already told us that. So are you the ringer here?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, my mum retired a couple of years ago, and so we were looking for things for her to do in her retirement, and we went along to the local bowling club together, had a trial go, and both really enjoyed it, so we joined the club. And then the following year, we managed to win the club pairs competition together, so that was really good.
So what's the difference then? You've had a go now on the lanes.
Well, on the short mat bowling that I play, there's a block of wood in the middle of the lane that you have to curl your ball around, so that's one obstacle that we don't have to deal with here. There isn't a huge cash penalty if you go over the end of the, the lane normally.
Big difference, big difference. Nikhil, you've recently changed your job.
Yes, so I'm working in risk consulting of financial institutions. I used to work in a related field in commodities trading, and now I'll be consulting the people who take those risks on how to do it better, I guess, or take less risk, perhaps. Or
are you risk averse then?
As I'm getting older, I'm taking less and less risks, I think. But I still take quite a lot of risks socially, shall we say. I'm still the craziest dressed or the one doing the quirky things at the parties.
What kind of things do you do at parties?
Oh, no. Just in the kind of jokes I do and magic tricks and all these sorts of things.
Oh, right. OK. The money you earned is added to your personal bank. So, Ben, you have £850. Suzanne, you have £850. And Nikhil, you have £950. But only one of you can reach today's final and play for that money. Round 2. And we're shutting down the shortest lane. And now we're introducing danger zones, meaning any of the cash zones from £100 up to £1,300 could become a danger zone. If that happens, its value drops to 0. How many danger zones you face depends on how well you do on the questions. Release your ball first, and not only will you take the shortest lane with the biggest edge, but no danger zones. This time, you'll need to answer 4 questions correctly to release your ball. Fingers on buzzers. Which BBC television information service was closed down in 2012? Suzanne?
CFAX.
Correct. If Sydney is 10 hours ahead of London and it's currently 6 p.m. in London, what time is it in... Nikhil?
4 a.m.
In Sydney, it's 4 a.m. Correct. Which former Newsnight presenter co-hosted Channel 4's 2015 Alternative Election Night? Nikhil?
Jeremy Paxman.
Correct. The Mesozoic era is made up of the Triassic, Cretaceous, and which other period? Ben?
Jurassic.
Correct. In 1988, Buffalo Stance was a UK top 5 hit for Ben?
Nana Cherry.
For Nana who? Cherry, correct. The historical region of Mesopotamia is generally considered to have lain between the Euphrates and which other? Ben?
Tigris.
River, correct. You need one more correct answer, Ben, to release your ball. In the famous line from Terminator 2, Judgment Day, what word follows hasta la vista? Nikhil?
Baby.
Correct. Nikhil and Ben, you need one more correct answer to release your ball. In 2010, which German became the youngest ever winner of the Formula One Drivers' Championship, Ben?
Sebastian Vettel.
Correct. You released your ball. You're rolling first on the blue lane. So, Ben, a very good run of questions for you.
Yes, I got lucky there with some of them again, just anticipating what they were about. I didn't want to let Suzanne and Nikhil get too far ahead of me, so it was important I started jumping in.
Because you wanted this blue lane?
Absolutely, yes. Now with 2 balls, now I'm hoping I can get a bit of muscle memory going and post a better score than the first round. It was a bit nerve-wracking, that first round.
Get your ball on the edge in this round, and it's worth £2,000. You each have 2 rolls that could be added together. Whoever earns the least is leaving us. Where are you going to aim for now?
anywhere around the £1,000 mark with each ball, I'll be happy. Think big.
OK, Ben, let's roll.
Eager for the blue lane, and for good reason. It's danger zone free with the biggest edge.
It's a big roll. Is it going to stay on the lane? Is it going to get right up there to the top? It has! You've hit the edge, Ben! And that scores you £2,000! Well, you have got 4 figures.
Very pleased with that indeed, yeah. Yeah.
Well, the muscle memory that you managed to evoke for that roll, you'll have to do again in a short while. You've got a second roll to come.
I hope to repeat it.
So there are 2 lanes left, and we've reset the podiums. Whichever of you releases your ball next will roll on the yellow lane, the other will be left with the red lane, and you'll both be facing danger zones. Fingers on buzzers. Which character from Greece sang the line, "We made out under the dock" in the song Summer Nights? Nikhil?
Danny Zuko?
Full name. Danny would have done. Danny Zuko is correct. Which Shakespeare title character murders the Scottish King Duncan? Nikhil?
Is it Macbeth?
Correct. In a list of the usual English names of UN member states, which African country comes last alphabetically? Suzanne?
Zimbabwe.
Correct. Which Dutch artist is perhaps best known for his print of seemingly connected staircases that create an optical... Nikhil?
Escher?
Correct, an optical illusion. One more correct answer, Nikhil, and you'll roll next on the yellow lane. Giant pandas are predominantly what 2 colours? Suzanne?
Black and white.
Correct. Which American band's members include Mike Mills, Peter Buck, Suzanne?
REM.
And Michael Stipe is REM. Correct. One more correct answer from either of you will release your ball. In the Grimm fairy tale, what type of creature tries to eat Little Red Riding Hood? Suzanne?
A wolf.
Correct. You've released your ball. You're rolling next on the yellow lane. Nikhil, you've been left with the red lane. Another tight round there, Suzanne, but you just pipped Nikhil.
It was very tight, yeah.
Well, Suzanne, you have the yellow lane. You'll face 1 danger zone. Before you roll, we need to find out where that danger zone is going to be. It's moving up and down your lane. It'll only stop when you hit that button there, so best of luck. And it has stopped on £600. That's gone from your lane, replaced with 0. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think I'm probably going to have to get past there to get through to the next round anyway, so that's OK.
OK, so you're going for some 4-figure sums, maybe?
Hopefully, yeah.
What about the edge?
My heart might be in my mouth a bit if it gets that close, but if I do manage it, that'd be brilliant.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
A danger zone right in the middle. But Suzanne knows she has to go past it to try to keep up with Ben.
Is it? Oh, no! It's not over the danger zone, and that means it scores you nothing. Oh, Suzanne.
Disaster.
Not yet. You've got 1 more roll, and we haven't seen what Nikhil's rolled yet, so it's not all lost.
Yeah.
Nikhil, you've been left with the red lane. That means you have 2 danger zones. So before you roll, we need to find out where they are. They're going to move up and down your lane, and they'll stop when you press that button there. And your danger zones are on £950 and £100. How do you feel about that?
Don't mind the 100. The 950, yeah, that's sort of the area I was going to try and get to, so that's
Bit
more
annoying?
painful, yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Going to have to be.
Let's roll.
Nikhil left with the red lane and facing double danger zones. And we've just seen how perilous they can be.
Smooth. It's big. Is it too big? Is it going to slow down? It doesn't look like it is. It's trickled over the edge. And that roll scores you nothing. It's tough getting to grips with that red lane, Nikhil. Suzanne, shoulders relax a little bit there. Sigh of relief.
A little bit of relief. Yeah, there's still some work to do.
There is.
Yeah.
Before everyone rolls again, let's have a look at what you've earned so far. Ben, you hit the edge. You have £2,000. Suzanne, you have nothing. And Nikhil, you have nothing. So, Ben, you were talking muscle memory and getting yourself back on the edge again.
Hopefully, although I don't think I need to take too many risks here. I think if I can post anything, I'm certain that
You're through.
that guarantees
Just get onto
me through.
100
Yeah.
and you're through.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
I am.
Let's roll.
Ben knows any cash zone guarantees his place in the next round. So this is all about building money in his bank.
It's a much more timid, much more tentative roll, but it trickles over to £600, and we'll add that to your first roll, gives you £2,600. Congratulations, Ben. I'm sure you've done the maths. You're through to the next round. So you can relax for a bit. There's now a head-to-head going on. Suzanne, there was a huge sigh of relief from you when Nikhil went over the edge. Your danger zone, though, is still on £600.
Yeah, I'll try and avoid it this time.
Best avoided.
Yeah.
And probably best to go above it, I would say.
I'd say so, yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Who will join Ben in the next round? Suzanne needs to avoid that danger zone and score big to put pressure on Nikhil.
Smooth. It's big. Is it going to stop? Is it going to slow down? It just might. No! Oh, it's over the edge, Suzanne. It looked like a good roll, but it just trickled over and it scores you nothing.
I know.
That was horrible to watch for me. I don't know what it was like for you.
It was awful.
I just a tiny bit less.
Got cramp in my toe.
Oh, have you?
And I just
What is it, Suzanne?
It's
what kind of
fine.
injury is it? Is it any sporting injury I might recognise?
Unfortunately.
Metatarsals, they've spoiled England football teams' chances in tournaments.
Unfortunately, it's nothing that
No,
exciting.
are you going to be OK to carry on, Suzanne? OK.
Well, I think
you
I only have to walk down
stay.
there.
Well, you don't know. You're not going
Oh,
home
that's
just
true,
yet,
yeah.
Suzanne, because we haven't seen Nikhil's roll. Because if Nikhil fails to score on this roll, then you'll face each other in a roll-off to decide who goes through. It's a rare situation, this, Nikhil, where the person before you has scored nothing with 2 rolls, and yet you still have to produce something. Your target would be £100 if your danger zone wasn't there. So your target is £200, and then, of course, you have another danger zone on £950. So where are you going to aim your ball?
I'm just going to have to try and get it on the board, I think, and just hope it doesn't land at 950.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's roll.
Suzanne has presented Nikhil with the perfect opportunity to secure his place in the next round. He just has to roll his ball onto a cash zone.
It's trickling, it's trickling. Is it going to be
Is
short?
it going to reach?
Is it going to be short or is it going to... No! It scores you nothing, so you have nothing. So, with those 2 rolls added together, Ben, you have £2,600. Suzanne, you have nothing. And Nikhil, you have nothing. Which means, Ben, you're definitely going through to the next round, so please return to your podium. Suzanne and Nikhil, to decide who stays and who goes, we're going to have a roll-off. You stay in your lanes. We've removed all the cash values and danger zones from your lane. No money will be earned on this roll. You each roll once more. Whoever is closest to their edge zone will stay. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Pick up your balls, and you will both roll on my command. So, if you're ready, in 3, 2, 1, let's roll.
This is nerve-wracking stuff. Who's going to make it through?
It's a good roll, Suzanne. It's a very good roll, and it's staying in your lane. And Suzanne, you got closest to the edge, so you're through to the next round. Please return to your podium.
Had a chance and I messed it up.
Well, they were almost the same length. If we shifted the yellow lane back, you'd see that. You just needed that bit more, Nikhil. But I'm afraid you're leaving here with nothing. We've enjoyed having you here. Thank you for playing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Congratulations, Ben and Suzanne. You're through to the next round. Not without a few nervy moments, Suzanne, of course. Ben, quite straightforward for you there.
Got lucky with the edge roll, so I think that took a lot of pressure off, especially with Suzanne and Nikhil going over the edge. So made that second roll. It should have made it easier, but a bit tentative still. So,
Suzanne, who's watching you at home today?
I've got my family at home, so husband Martin and my 2 children, Jasmine and Charlie.
And what do they think about you being here today?
Oh, they're very excited about me being here. They want me to come home with some money, so I'm hoping to make them very proud.
Well, you're going to have to roll a little bit better than you did in the last round, Suzanne.
Yeah.
What will they think of that?
I think they'll think I scraped through just.
Nail biting for the
Yeah,
kids
it was nail
watching
biting.
this. Well, the money you earned is added to your personal bank. So, Ben, you now have £3,450, Suzanne, £850. That money is safely banked for the final, should you manage to get there. Round 3. And we're shutting down another lane. In this round, there's only one danger zone, and the first player to release their ball will control it and can place it anywhere on their opponent's lane. You'll need 5 correct answers to release your ball. Fingers on buzzers. Which spicy Indian curry shares its name with the unofficial England football anthem from the 1998 FIFA World Cup? Suzanne?
Vindaloo.
Correct. What total do you get if you add the first 3 even whole numbers together? Suzanne?
12.
Correct. The annual veteran car run, which starts at London's Hyde Park, finishes at which seaside? Ben?
Brighton.
Seaside City? Brighton, correct. What is the title of the noughties sitcom starring the comedians Dylan Moran, Bill Bailey and Tamsin Greig? Ben?
Spaced.
Incorrect. Black Books. You're frozen out for the next question, Ben. Suzanne, you don't have to answer this if you don't know it. Prince Edward and the street urchin Tom Canty are the 2 title characters in which 1881 novel?
I don't know.
The Prince and the Pauper. You're back in the game, Ben. What is the nickname of the snooker player Ronnie O'Sullivan? Ben?
The Rocket.
Correct. How many years are in a millennium? Ben?
1,000.
Correct. This is a race to the buzzer.
Yeah.
Which American group had top 40 hits with Under the Bridge, Give It Away and Ben?
Temptations.
And Californication, it's Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're frozen out of the next question. This is your question, Suzanne, but you don't have to answer it if you don't know it. If I wanted to travel to another universe, what object, also known as an Einstein-Rosen bridge, could I theoretically use to do so? Suzanne?
A black hole.
A wormhole.
Oh.
You're frozen out of the next question. Ben, you're back in. Which 1991 Spielberg film features the character Peter Pan? Ben?
Hook.
Correct. You're back in the game, Suzanne, and Ben, you need one more correct answer to release your ball. If there are 58 passengers on a bus and 30 of them have travel cards, how many passengers do not? Ben?
28.
Correct. You've released your ball. You're rolling first on the yellow lane. Suzanne, you've been left with the red lane. So, Ben, for the 3rd time in succession, you've earned yourself the shortest lane available with the biggest edge. And if you get your ball on the edge in this round, it's worth £3,000. You have 3 rolls, which will be added together. Whoever earns the most money in this round is through to the final. Ben, the last time you rolled first, you hit the edge.
Yes. I'm not sure I'll be able to repeat it this time. Again, it's about judging that extra distance now, how much weight to put on it. I'll be happy just to post something in the top hundreds here. I'd be happy with that.
Put a bit of pressure on Suzanne.
That's right, yeah, and that will allow me to assess where to put the danger zone as well. Maybe just drop it in alongside or maybe one score behind.
OK, Ben, if you're ready, let's roll.
Competitive Ben on the yellow lane. Can he hit the edge again on this roll?
Oh, it's big. I think it's going to be too big, Ben. It is. It's going over the edge. And that roll, Ben, scores you nothing. You've done a Suzanne on the yellow lane.
Yes, yeah, too much there, too much. Needed to rein it in.
Well, you control a danger zone. You can put it anywhere you like on Suzanne's lane, from 100 up to £1,300. Where are you going to choose?
I'm going to put it at 850, please, Gabby.
850.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm hoping it'll put her in 2 minds. Does she go for a safe score below that? Does she go for a higher score above? And if she goes for it, I'm hoping that she'll go over the edge as well.
OK. Pulling no punches. Ben, it's going to go on £850. So, Suzanne, the value of that cash zone drops to 0. You've already hit a danger zone.
Have you? I'd be really unlucky to hit it twice, wouldn't I?
You would.
Statistically, that
nothing's
shouldn't happen.
impossible. So, Suzanne, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
And Suzanne has a chance to take the lead and put Ben under some pressure for the first time.
Ooh, I'm not sure it's got enough. Oh, Suzanne, you've missed an opportunity and you score nothing. It's short.
Bottled it.
Ben, too long. Suzanne, too short. Pressure
Nerves are
mounting.
getting to us.
So, after the first roll, Ben, you have nothing, and Suzanne, you have nothing. It's like we're starting all over again. Ben, where are you going to aim for now?
I think here I just need to get some kind of money in the bank to put some pressure on Suzanne. Very, very lucky there with her rolling short. I'd have put my mortgage on her not doing that after seeing her in practice.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's roll.
Back in the driving seat. Can Ben take his chance?
Oh, Ben. Ben. It's not even dribbled up to the cash zones. If we add that to your previous roll, you have nothing. What is going on with the rolling?
I just totally lost that. Ah, dear. Blown
I
it.
can't believe you're the
Blown it.
man that hit the edge on the blue lane.
I know, totally blew it.
However, Ben, you can move that danger zone on Suzanne's lane. Are you going to do that based on what you just rolled, or leave it where it is?
Given Suzanne's last roll, yeah, let's put a little pressure on it. Let's bring it down to 550, please.
OK. We'll take out 550 from your lane, Suzanne. That now has a value of 0. You've got to get on the cash zones to be anywhere near that.
I'm really good at scoring 0.
You do know that's not the aim of this game.
All right, okay.
Do you feel you've got any kind of handle on this red lane yet?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do, yeah.
You're starting to feel
Confident.
positive?
Yeah, I am.
OK. Are you going above the danger zone?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
From the edge to oblivion for Ben. Can Suzanne take advantage? Ben knows he could be in trouble here.
It's got a bit more weight behind it. It's creeping up the cash zones. Is it going to stop before the danger zone? It just does. It stops on £500, which will add to your previous roll, giving you £500.
I scored!
You scored. You were inches away from not scoring.
I know.
Ben didn't look too happy that you managed to stick on 500. He thought his luck was in again. After that second roll, Ben, you have nothing, and Suzanne, you have £500. It's time for the third and final roll in this round. Ben, £500 keeps you in the game. And then you cross your fingers and you hope for the best. But post something much higher up the board, and you're still in this with a chance of going through to the final.
That's right. That's all I can go for, really. I've got to push the boat out now, put some pressure on Suzanne, and just hope that she needs to be going for a score near the edge to beat me.
OK, Ben. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Ben's last roll in this round. He has to make it count.
Spot legs. Is it going to be too hard, or is it going to stop? Oh, Ben, it's too big! It's too big, and it's rolled over the edge, and it is worth nothing. And that means your total is nothing. Ben!
Yeah, pressure got to me.
You got the edge. I thought you were going to be supreme roller in this game.
No, that's what pressure can do to you.
Well, you know now you can't do anything, and Suzanne is definitely going through to the final, but you can influence how much money she takes through to the final. You can keep that danger zone where it is, or based on what you've just rolled, you can move it.
Let's be nice and give Suzanne the best chance. Let's move it down to 100.
That's very, very generous.
Oh,
of
thank you.
Let's move that danger zone down to 100. That cash zone is now at 0. Of course, Suzanne, you've got to take advantage of the generosity that Ben has displayed there by getting onto the cash zones.
Got to make it count.
Congratulations as well, Suzanne, because you are going through to the final.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that happened.
None of us are. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
But very happy Suzanne can't believe her luck. She knows she's into the final, and here's a chance to build her bank.
Smooth. I think it's going to get up onto the cash zones. It is. It's trickling up the board. It stops on 800 and gives you a total of £1,300. So, with the 3 rolls added together, Suzanne has £1,300, but Ben earned nothing. That means, Suzanne, you take what you've earned through to today's final. Congratulations, and please return to your podium. So, Ben, I'm afraid you earned the least amount of money in that round, so you're leaving here with nothing. Have you learned anything from this experience you might take forwards to your students?
Yes, don't bottle things under pressure. Might be it. I'll tell them that before their exams.
Ben, thanks so much for playing.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Congratulations, Suzanne. You've made it through to the final, where you'll be playing for all the money you earned today, a total of £2,150. Could have been a lot more.
It could. I think I'm just lucky to be standing here at all, though, to be honest. So,
What would you do with that money?
my husband Martin and I went on honeymoon to South Africa, and we're going to take our children back there next year. We had such a fantastic experience that we wanted them to share that experience as well. So if I was able to win some money, it'd give us a real good chance to do lots of activities while we were out there as well.
Taking a safari, maybe?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that would be great.
Be a great experience for the kids as well.
It would.
They'll be watching this now with their fingers crossed.
I
and
know.
their toes crossed, hoping that Mum can pull it off. We wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
It's the final. And we're shutting down one more lane, which leaves only the red lane. We've removed the cash values from that lane, leaving only the edge, which is now worth all the money you've earned today. Stop your ball on the edge and you'll win £2,150. Go over the edge and you get nothing, but you have a chance to make it easier for yourself by answering some more questions. Each correct answer increases the size of your edge. The more questions you get right, the bigger your edge will be and the easier your final roll. You have 75 seconds to get as many questions right as you can. Is everything clear?
Yes.
Let's put 75 seconds on the clock and your time will start when I've read the first question. Who succeeded Nicolas Sarkozy as the president of France?
Pass.
Francois Hollande. Which Philip Pullman book title is also a name for the Aurora Borealis?
Northern Lights.
Correct. Luciano Pavarotti's 1990 UK #2 single was Nessun what?
Dormer.
Correct. If I was in the famous Metropolitan Museum of Art, in which US city would I be?
New York.
Correct. Percy Gibson is the 5th husband of which British actress?
Elizabeth Taylor.
Joan Collins. In which country of the UK is the dish Barrabrith believed to have originated?
Ireland.
Wales. In which sport was Lloyd Honeyghan a world champion?
Boxing.
Correct. What is a more common name for the sleep disorder known as somnambulism?
Insomnia.
Incorrect, sleepwalking. The Battle of Hamburger Hill was fought during which conflict?
Pass.
Vietnam War. Pasta, bread and rice are all high in what nutrient beginning with C?
Carbohydrate.
Correct. On the 23rd of April 2015, which online video service celebrated its 10th birthday?
YouTube.
Correct. Following the last general election, if I was an MP in the cabinet, of which party would I be a member?
Conservative.
Correct. Just in time, Suzanne. We're out of time, but you answered your last question with about a millisecond to spare. And I can tell you, it means you have answered 7 questions correctly. To see what that score has done to the edge, let's take to the lanes for the final time. Excellent work there, Suzanne.
Thank you.
Every one of your correct answers increases the size of your edge. So let's put them onto your lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a really decent size edge, Suzanne. How confident are you of hitting it?
Well, after the performance today, I haven't got that much confidence, but I'm pleased with the score and I've got at least a decent chance of...
Yeah, you've given yourself a really good chance there. And you have a choice to make. You could roll for the full £2,150 with only one ball and one attempt to hit the edge. You could take 2 balls, but that means you'll roll for half the money, £1,075. Or you could take 3 balls, 3 attempts to hit the edge, but you'll be playing for a third of the money. We're calling that £717. Very different amounts, but does it help when you see them written out like that?
I think it does, yeah, because I think I need to give myself more than just one chance. If I had just one ball and I didn't make it, I'd regret not having another go. I don't think there's much point going for 2 balls because the difference between 2 and 3 is not really that significant in monetary terms, but the significance of having an extra go at it is really quite significant. So on that basis, I think I'm going to go for the 3 ball option.
Very clinical assessment of why you're taking 3 balls. The scientist in you.
That's the scientist in me, yeah.
Has come out with a very logical decision, not a decision based on your gut or your kids at home wanting you to go for 1 ball. But you're going...
Wanting me to go home with something.
So you're going to take 3 balls and roll for £717. You've rolled 3 times on the red lane. And 2 of those 3 times were inside that edge.
Yeah.
The odds are good.
You'd think so.
If you're ready, it's time to take on the edge for £717. Let's roll. It's big, it's smooth. Is it going to stop on the edge? Is it going to stop on the edge? Is it going to stop on the edge? It is! It's just stopping on the edge!
Stay there, don't move.
Amazing, amazing roll. And if you'd only got 1 question right, you'd have hit that there. That's about £1,300. An incredible roll. You've done that a few times earlier. You'll be taking home even more money, Suzanne.
I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with something, yeah.
I'm glad you're happy.
Thank you.
And that'll go towards some nice treats on that trip to South Africa.
That'll be fantastic, yeah. That'll be really, really special.
Well, we've loved having you here, Suzanne. You've made this a real topsy-turvy game, but you've come out on top yourself at the end, and you hit your final edge, and you're going home with £717. Thank you so much for playing, Suzanne. We've loved having you here, and we'll be back next time with more new contestants pushing themselves to the edge. Why? Because that's how we roll. Bye-bye.